Welcome back. Alright, so a couple of other fun things that you can do in Adobe Camera Raw are you can go through, you can crop an image. So I can select my crop tool. I can go down, crop just the part that I would like. I can also go in and I can make adjustments such as I can brighten and darken selected areas. This area right here on her shoulder is a little dark, so I can adjust my exposure, contrast, highlight, shadows, everything that I would like on this one area. Put these all, sharpness can be just set back to 0. Now I'm using the slider. You can also just highlight the numbers and put in your preferred number that way using your keyboard as well. So contrast, I'm going to put that back at 0. Highlights at 0. Clarity at 0. I'm really just wanting to bump the exposure. So I have new selected. I have my brush up here, the adjustment brush selected. The shortcut is K for that. Now all I have to do is click, and you'll see that I have very slight adjustments going on. Now that if I were to bump this exposure number way up, look where I had clicked over on the image, and you'll see as I slide up or down, you'll see different exposure levels being changed. So I can add another one. I can create a new brush with a different setting, and I can add a point there. I can adjust the size of my brush using my brackets up and down. If I just want one nice big area, I can just click in that once, and that's taken care of, and I can bring out some detail on the image that was missing there. So a lot of functionality within the Adobe Camera Raw platform. The next thing that I want to look at is what do you do with the image after you have completed your adjustments? Well, you can choose to save the image, and if I click on Save Image in the lower left hand corner, I can create a new folder, save the image in it. I can select what type of file I want that image to be. It can be a JPEG, a PSD file, a TIFF. I can add different naming conventions. So if I want to add the child's name or the family name or the date to the file, I can do so here. I can also add some metadata here. Lots of things can be done. I'm going to cancel that because I would say that my next step usually is I'm going to open this object in Photoshop. I could also click Done. If I did not want to open it in Photoshop, if I just wanted to save these changes to the digital negative, I would click Done. It would save those changes. When I go back to the image, then those changes would be there for me. So let's click Done. Okay, and then we will go back to Bridge. So I'm going to go File, and I'm going to do Browse in Bridge. Bridge reopens, and we'll see the image that I had selected earlier. Okay, and we'll see that the changes that I made have been added to that image. So when I double click on the image to open it in Adobe Camera Raw, you'll see all these settings are still here. I didn't have to save them. It did it automatically. Now, to open the image in Adobe Photoshop, all I have to do is select Open Object, and the image will be opened within Photoshop, and I can make any of my changes and adjustments within Photoshop here. One of the main changes I almost always do is add an adjustment layer. I can bump this a little bit on the left, a little bit on the right for some highlight and shadow. Bump it in the center for some midtones. And then I would do a save as, save my image, and then I am ready to move on to the next one. hope this has been helpful. Review your bridge settings, review your Adobe Camera Raw settings. There is a lot of functionality in both of these applications that generally gets underutilized by both designers and photographers alike.